Sally Hogshead, How the World Sees You. Discover your highest value through the science of fascination. Are you eager to succeed and make more of your talents? Chances are, then, that you've already consulted a few self-help books or manuals on how to maximize your skill set. These manuals probably advised you that, first of all, you have to change in some fundamental way. If you're an introvert, you should become the life of the party in 6 simple steps. If you're a creative, somewhat chaotic person, you were probably told to stay organized, keep your desk clean, and follow strict schedules. Well, did it work? Not likely. This is exactly the approach you won't find in these blinks. The truth is, you don't need to change at all. The key to being successful is to find out who you really are, and then create the perfect niche that matches your unique traits and talents. Blink number 1. You'll only succeed in the right environment, and some indicators can tell you if you're there or not. Perhaps you've heard this story. A priceless painting is sitting up in some forgotten attic, collecting dust for decades. Then, one day, someone stumbles upon it and sets off a $1 million bidding war. Do you ever feel like that painting, waiting for someone to recognize your potential? The problem is, you have to be in the right environment for people to notice your unique talents and the great things you have to offer. Take Joshua Bell. He's one of the world's most famous violinists. But even a musical genius needs the right environment. He participated in an experiment in which he busked anonymously in a Washington, D.C. subway station. While he played, the people passing through the station were naturally caught up in their daily routines and failed to notice his amazing talent. In the end, he only made $32.12, whereas under normal circumstances, he could easily earn $45,000 for a single performance. So whether it is a priceless painting, Joshua Bell, or you, without the right environment, your talent will go unnoticed. You need to stay on the lookout for the kind of environment that will maximize your unique contributions. Luckily, there are some simple indicators that can tell you when you found it, or if you might already be there. A good sign is when your boss approaches you to ask for your feedback and advice. The same goes for when clients decide to work with you rather than more affordable competitors. This shows you your good work is being recognized. On the other hand, you might not be in the right environment if your emails and calls are going unreturned. And if you're self-employed, it should raise a red flag if you have to attract clients by offering the lowest price. So finding the right environment is crucial to success, and in the next blink, we'll take a look at the obstacles that can stand in your way. Blink number 2. To succeed, you need to overcome distraction, competition, and the threat of being a commodity. Let's say you finally finished that novel you've been working on. How can you get it published and get on your way to becoming a famous author? There are 3 things you must be aware of. First, you have to overcome the distractions that can keep people from connecting with your ideas. It's difficult to get someone to pay attention to your ideas if they don't listen or bother to look at the portfolio you sent them. So to get your message out there, you have to grab their attention right off the bat. Sadly, the average attention span has shrunk to a mere 9 seconds. So if you want to have an impact on your audience, you have to act quickly and start strong. And if you're trying to sell that novel, one way to grab a publisher's attention is to start the book off with a memorable and captivating opening. Second, avoid the competition by creating your own niche. There are plenty of competitive entrepreneurs out there today, each fighting to be the best in their field. But no matter how hard they try, there will always be someone better. You're best off avoiding the desire to outperform everyone by trying to be the world's best. Instead, you should aim for success by being different and creating a niche that plays to your own unique set of skills. Rather than trying to top Ernest Hemingway, embrace your own quirky writing style or subject matter and attract readers by setting yourself apart from the rest. Finally, avoid being perceived as a commodity. Commodities are replaceable, and thus, if you're perceived as one, you'll end up losing clients to competitors. To find long-term success, you need a loyal customer base. Otherwise, you'll always be searching for new ones, which is a costly and time-consuming process. To retain your customers, become the opposite of a commodity. Become someone special to them. You can do this by connecting with your customers and showing them that you care. If you encounter a complaint, respond personally. And if you get a letter from a reader, reply thoughtfully and start building a loyal fan base. Blink number 3. When you are fascinated, you are in a state of flow and perform at your best. Are there things in your life that fascinate you and allow you to forget the world around you? Fascination allows you to enter a state of flow, a psychological state in which you can focus on something completely. The stronger your fascination, the more likely you are to enter into this state. Flow was discovered by psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who defined it as being completely, blissfully, and effortlessly immersed in an activity. And this could be any activity, solving a crossword puzzle, doing woodwork, or having a deep conversation with a friend. More importantly, being in a state of flow allows your brain to perform more efficiently, which improves your performance. Neuroscientists have shown this by comparing the brain activity of expert golfers and novices as the two groups imagined performing a golf swing. As they took their imaginary swings, the experts were able to focus effortlessly and enter the state of flow. The same efficiency appeared in the experiment's brain imaging. The experts showed relatively low brain activity, while the novices struggled hard to focus on the task, and consequently, showed relatively high brain activity. If a simple job already taxes your brain power, as it did with these novices, more demanding tasks can overwhelm you, leading you to make mistakes or crumble under the pressure. But someone who is fascinated with what they do will enter a state of flow and will still have enough spare brain power to meet a challenge. And fascination can be contagious as well. You may have heard of actors and musicians saying they are at the top of their game when they perform alongside the best in their field. This is because fascination and flow are contagious to those around us. Of course, the activities that are most likely to fascinate you are those that suit your unique personality traits. Let's take a closer look at this important factor in the next blink. Blink number 4. Knowing about fascination advantages can help you succeed, and the first one is power. Were you ever scolded as a child for doing what came naturally? Perhaps you were too bossy, too cautious, or too hyperactive. But childhood traits like these could prove to be the foundation for your greatest strengths or your fascination advantages. There are 7 fascination advantages, and each of them has a unique way of helping you perform better. Many people struggle to become someone they're not, to try and get a job or fit into a role that doesn't suit them. To prevent this from happening to you, recognize 1 or 2 of your personal fascination advantages to discover the work that fascinates you and matches your personality. As we've already seen, we're much more likely to excel at a job that fascinates us. In addition, being aware of other people's fascination advantages and personal traits can help you set up productive teams. This way, you will know how each of your employees can contribute specific skills and strengths to a team. For example, one person might be more detail-oriented and another more of a promoter. Knowing their traits, you can position them so that they can both excel and achieve great things for you, too. The first fascination advantage is called the power advantage. People with this advantage are very confident and excel at convincing others of their opinion. They're willing to take calculated risks and won't shy away from making difficult decisions. While the power advantage is helpful in many situations, it's crucial to a role like that of a CEO, where difficult decisions and convincing others is part of the daily routine. Be careful, though. Having too many people with a power advantage in one team can be disastrous, with every group discussion becoming a fight for control. But the power advantage is just the first of many. In the next blink, we'll take a look at the next 2 fascination advantages. Blink number 5. The passion advantage is about people and emotions, while the mystique advantage is about loving facts. Do you know someone who's always the life of the party? These are the kinds of people who exude charisma and have the magnetic personality that draws people to them. If so, chances are you know someone who has the passion advantage. People with the passion advantage are friendly, emotionally open, and can connect quickly with other people. Since they tend to have high levels of energy, they're often enthusiastic about ideas or projects, and their enthusiasm can be contagious. In addition to having good social skills, they tend to rely on their intuition rather than on hard facts, and it usually works well for them. People who are high in passion are usually very good at giving presentations and forming relationships with customers. Though they can have difficulty hiding their emotions, their openness helps them to communicate their message and persuade audiences. At the other end of the spectrum, people with the mystique advantage are level-headed observers who listen before they speak. Mystique personalities are often quiet intellectuals who like to think things through before they act. In contrast to passionate personalities, mystique individuals aren't open with their emotions, and you shouldn't be surprised if they reject your idea of joining in a karaoke duet at an office party. These people have great time management skills and are very analytical, They like to make rational decisions and can excel at formulating business improvement strategies by studying performance data. Mystique personalities make great experts, and if you're looking for someone to fill a scientific role, join the IT department, or become a business analyst, look no further. So, passion is about people, and Mystique is about data. Next, we'll investigate the main traits of perfectionists and project managers. Blink number 6. While the prestige advantage drives people to excel, the alert advantage is about caring for details. When you finish a project, do you always feel you could have done better? Then you might fit the bill for the next advantage. The prestige advantage is all about striving for excellence and the desire for self-optimization. The most important motivation for people with this fascination advantage is to exceed expectations. Whether it's a work project, running marathons, or hosting a dinner party, being good enough is not an option. These competitive individuals will never settle for second best. They'll often have a business hero or public person that they admire and model themselves after to become better. When someone with a prestige advantage gives a presentation, it will usually involve the following. First, they will study a previous successful presentation, such as Steve Jobs' presentation of the iPhone. Then, they will stand in front of a mirror and do a few training performances. Finally, after the presentation, they will conduct a self-evaluation, determine what went wrong, and how they can improve. But when it comes to attention to detail, no one beats the people who have the alert advantage. The alert advantage involves careful precision and a passion for details, which makes these people perfect project managers. They also like to stay on time, within the budget, and have an eye for details that otherwise might fall through the cracks. As you might sense, this trait comes in handy for anyone involved in quality management. If someone you're about to meet sends you a text to say that they'll be 5 minutes late, it's a sign they have the alert advantage. This is the kind of advantage you might also look for in a doctor, so they won't miss any ominous signs during your next checkup. Blink number 7. The innovation advantage is about having new ideas, and people with a trust advantage are very reliable. In Mesopotamia, somewhere around 3500 BC, someone came up with the brilliant idea of the very first wheel. While we don't know anything about the inventor, it's a safe bet that this person's fascination advantage was the innovation advantage. As the name suggests, the innovation advantage characterizes people who are always coming up with new ideas. These people are full of creativity and hold little regard for the status quo. Instead, they keep coming up with new ideas and ways to disrupt it. Just about any great scientific and technological breakthrough can be traced back to people with this advantage, be it that unknown Mesopotamian, Nikola Tesla, or Steve Jobs. While other people are busy trying to improve an existing product, innovators will work on developing a new one from scratch. In leadership positions, these individuals tend to look at the big picture and excel at creating a vision for their team to fill with details. In this environment, they pair well with alert people who would never miss a single detail that the innovator is after. But if you're looking for consistency and dependability, look to those with the trust advantage. It's always nice if someone in your team has the trust advantage because they work hard and will commit to getting things done. If they are asked to perform a task, you can be certain that they will do it well. There are some telltale signs that suggest someone has a trust advantage. For instance, do you remember that classmate who always got straight A's at school, even if they hated the subjects they were studying? They had the ability to keep their head down and work hard to finish whatever task was at hand. You can also be sure that a colleague has the trust advantage if he sticks to routines, shows up at the office at the same time every day, and never misses a deadline. So don't hold back any longer. Find your environment, discover your fascination advantage, and be extraordinary. You've just heard The Blinks to How the World Sees You by Sally Hogshead. The key message of this book is that there are 7 fascination advantages, overarching personality traits people can use to help improve their performance and fascinate others. Everyone has 1 or 2 strong fascination advantages, and identifying these traits will help you honor who you are and become more successful. We'd love to hear what you think about our content. Just drop an email to remember@blinkist.com with How the World Sees You as the subject line, and share your thoughts.